What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I'm honored to be your host. And tonight we have conversations with remarkable people. And all the people that you're going to see tonight are helping to raise consciousness, just like probably almost all of you who are watching this show are. You know, we all have a different role to play. And so tonight we are going to meet some new friends and see some people that have been on the show before. Melissa Fike is back, and I'm really grateful that Melissa is here. She, of course, reads the Akashic Records, and she is helping me with co-hosting duties as Tangela is on vacation in Hawaii. Also coming back again is Victoria Shaw, wonderful author. We've always enjoyed her on the show, and she's got a fun new video announcing her TV show. She's a TV star now, so that's exciting. We have a new friend, Jeff Serra. You saw him briefly when I was live at the Enlightenment Expo. He spoke briefly, and he took wonderful care of my dog. I remember he was connecting beautifully to Jasmine Beer. So Jeff has a special place in my heart. Welcome back, Jeff. And a new friend is Tara. So we're looking forward to her beautiful offerings, and she's a very exquisite channel. And we have a new musical artist who's joining us tonight. And this is Kiranjot Kaur. And welcome. I'm really looking forward to you sharing your musical offerings with our audience. And always, of course, we have our beloved Omashar, who's here to get us off to a rousing start.
Yeah, well, namaste and welcome, everybody. I don't know how rousing I'm going to be. I have chosen something a little bit more inner, especially after these last couple of nights with Sarwayne, and the veils are still really thin. I still have my grandparents on my shoulder saying, "Remember, we did this for you," and I'm going, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And so, with that in mind, and also because we have Kiranjot tonight, I have brought forward a mantra for tonight, and it's Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, which basically means, one of its meanings is dedicating oneself to the mystic law of life and embracing the potential for growth, transformation, and happiness. So it's repeated again and again and again, and just get into it. I'm going to do Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I'm going to pop it in the chat, and those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube and Humanities Team and all of our other streaming partners, welcome, welcome, welcome. Love you so much. And here we go into the cosmos. We're going here, we're going here, and here we are. Namyo Renge Kyo, 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 Renge Kyo, Renge Kyo, Namyo Renge Kyo.
Let's all twinkle our beloved Omashar. What a beautiful version of words that probably most of us know, but I've never heard it put to music like that before.
Yeah, that's I have an album called Sacred Mantras, and I haven't got it out there on Bandcamp, and I pull it out every so often. I did a session. I used to work with a group called the Melchizedek Method out of Australia, and I got commissioned to write a whole album of sacred mantras for them, which I have in my back pocket, and I pull them out on nights like this when we have our beloved musical guest who inspired me to bring it out tonight. So, here I'm Joe.
Well, you have inspired me to share a story that I haven't thought of in decades, and I certainly have never shared on the show before, and that's my introduction to Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. We're going way back in time. I'm probably 19 years old, and I'm at the Santa Monica Mall, kind of grooving on a Saturday night. And these 3 or 4, I don't remember how many, but it's 3 or 4 really good looking girls come up to me and say, "Hey, guy, want to come to a party?" Well, 18-year-old, 19-year-old Scott's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, come on with us. We're going to bring you to a party." So they bring me to a party, and it was a group of people chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. And the girls dropped me off and they went and got somebody. But that was my introduction to Nam-myoho Renge. And I got my kahanza and I put it up at a special place and chanted to it for quite a while. So it's beautiful to have that memory.
It is, and of course, it's a very powerful mantra, and it seems you get pulled into it, you can get compelled into it by repeating it. But it's really important now that we need to change things from the inside out, not from the outside in, and that's what we're all learning. And that's anyway, that's my 20 cents. That's my $1 million for the evening. See you in a bit.
Thank you so much. And Omar Shah will be back for 2 more songs tonight, so it's going to be a very musical night, which is always the best. I'll see you in a little bit, brother. Well, it is a soul search collaboration. We are sending lots of aloha energy to our beloved Tangela, who is in Hawaii on a well-deserved vacation. But she has once again provided some extraordinary people. And the first one is Jeff Serra. And I'm really excited to have Jeff with us and learn a little bit more about him. I'm going to tell you very briefly, he is a self-development sensei and Reiki practitioner dedicated to healing the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of well-being. Through his business, and I love the name of his business, Food for Thought, he empowers individuals on their healing journeys. He helps clients address root causes to enhance career, health, and personal relationships. He's also a wonderful dog lover, I must tell you. And he's I believe you're going to start us off with a grounding exercise.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott. It's great to be here again, and thanks for having me again.
Absolutely.
I would love to start us off with a little bit of grounding, and I'll share the Prithvi Mudra, which supports with healing ailments such as chronic fatigue, osteoporosis, weight loss, paralysis, burning sensations through the body, also supporting with nail, hair, or skin issues. The primary function that I like to use this one for, though, is for activating the root chakra. And so all you do is take your ring finger and bring that down to the tip of the thumb, connect those two. And if you'd like to hold this as we ground, I invite you to do so. Inviting you all to just gently settle into your space, take a deep breath in, let it go. Just putting down the worries of the day, anything you may have been doing before this, anything you may need to do afterwards, and just allow yourself to be present. Taking another deep breath in, letting it go, and bringing to mind anything you're celebrating, anything that's going well, anything you're grateful for. Just sitting with that and visualizing all the things that you're grateful for. One more time, a deep breath in. This time holding it for as long as you're comfortable with before exhaling. Bringing your awareness down to your hips, connecting to your root chakra, the base of your spine, and envisioning an energetic red cord extending from your tailbone, sending it deep into the earth, anchoring it to the core, just allowing that to ground you into your physical body in the present moment. One more deep breath in, letting it go with the sigh, just beginning to move the body, releasing the mudra and giving your fingers a little wiggle, your toes a little wiggle, and just bringing yourself back to the here and now, opening your eyes whenever you're ready.
Beautiful. And want to open up to anybody in the audience, if you want to share what came up for you in terms of gratitude. And gratitude is the official religion of the Global Peace Tribe. So yeah, anybody who wants to put into the chat box what came up for you in terms of gratitude. Well, sure, for me, last night, my good friend Emily, who lives here in the same place where I live, we have a community on 3 acres. We led a little ritual to kind of honor our ancestors and beloveds on the other side, and lit candles and prayed and meditated, and really went into a deep, deep place. And I felt a connection to my grandfather, who I never met. He died long before I was born. But I felt a connection to him, which was very special. So that's what came up for me in my gratitude. What are you grateful for, Jeff? What's something in your life that you're grateful for?
Yeah, yesterday was a friend, Zayd Justin's birthday, and we were able to go and journey at the beach. And so there was a moment when we were just watching the waves crash against the cliffs and then up onto the beach, and the sun is setting and the colors are just painting this miraculous rainbow in the sky that's like just ever changing in the moment. And I just paused and was like, this is accessible and available to us every day. I live in San Jose, and we went to Santa Cruz, which is like an hour or less away. And the fact that this is an occurrence that happens every single day, that's available and accessible to us, that costs nothing. And the quality, the visual and everything about the experience was so much better than being in like a movie theater and watching TV or watching something else, right? And so it was just this moment of, we forget to really appreciate the simple things and what's always around us. And so just being in the moment and allowing that in, that's what I had a moment of gratitude for yesterday.
Beautiful. Jeff, I'm going to read a few of the comments coming in from our audience because we really like to involve and engage them. And then I want to learn more about food for thought. Ayada writes, I felt an intense emotional wave that flowed over me as I thought of everything I have to be grateful for, both in general and also in contrast to the immense suffering of so many people today. Thank you very much, Jeff. Such a good practice. Carol writes, I'm so grateful for all of you, for starters. I met today with a friend for lunch who lives here in Rhode Island. We originally met in Cairo, Egypt, and she just returned from a year in Dublin, Ireland. I'm grateful for friends all over the world. Ayada writes, Jeff, yes, Santa Cruz is so blessed that way. Glorious sunsets, beautiful beaches, and a big uncluttered sky. A couple of other gratitudes that came in. Beautiful from Eleanor, Joy, and Ian. They touched each other's knee at the exact same time, expressing their appreciation for each other. Dr. Laura is grateful for the entire multiverse. Boy, that's covering all the bases, Laura. Victoria is grateful to be here tonight and cannot imagine a better place to be this weekend. And then we have a question for you. Grace is asking you, Jeff, does left hand or right hand make any difference with this practice?
It depends on the specific mudra. So the one that I shared was the Prithvi mudra, and that one is intended to be both hands, and they mirror each other, so it's the same. There are other mudras where they may not be identical, or both hands may be doing separate things. So there's one where the palm is out and the other one is receiving. There's one where it's kind of like a conch and you wrap the two hands. So it really depends on the mudra itself. What's happening though is our hands are a circuit board for the physical body. And when we make those connections, it's sending a variety of signals throughout, connecting various things, whether it's physical, energetic, spiritual, to support with the intention of the mudra and the meditation. So it does make a difference in that specific one, no.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that. I want to read just a couple more quick comments, just because they're kind of fun. Susan S., we have 3 Susans always with us, but Susan S. writes, today was the Breeders' Cup and I won. She won money with her friend, thanks to a horse named Soul of an Angel. How very Global Peace Tribe is that? So congratulations, Susan. That's fun. And Sylvia, whose birthday it is today. So Sylvia, let me know if a little bit later on I can bring you up and honor you. But she writes, I'm feeling my heartmate Brad, who lived in Santa Clara and loved the boardwalk at Santa Cruz. And yeah, I also have wonderful memories of the boardwalk in Santa Cruz. And just some empathy to our friend George Noble, whose cat, Shadow, was attacked and killed by two German shepherds, I guess 2 nights ago. He buried her on Thanksgiving night. That's really hard. And he heard the sound of her screaming, I guess, as she was killed. So that's very traumatic, George. I'm lots of love to you. That's really, really tough. Sorry. All right, Chef, tell us about food for thought.
Yeah, so it's a combination of modalities where the primary one is Reiki based. But I do find that Reiki supports us with an energetic shift or clearing or healing, but the root cause also needs to be addressed. And the root cause comes from our own mindset. And without changing anything internal, when we receive a healing, if the root cause is not addressed, the ailments come back. So my business is designed to support people with becoming aware of what the root cause of any pain or discomfort or disease or ailment that they're suffering from is, so that they can then put focus on the self-development support with a shift in what created that in the first place. I tend to work with people, and during our sessions, I give them food for thought so that they can take that away, digest it, process it, and do the shadow work involved to heal and address the root cause of the issue so that they no longer have the same recurring experience.
Can you share like maybe one success story, one example of someone, like what they came to you with and how you worked with them and what changed?
Yeah. Let's see. So I can share my personal experience right now that's been a mirror for me, where right now there's a recurring hip issue, and it's stemming from emotions. And so when I work with other people, I can sense typically where they're storing an emotion or there's unprocessed grief, things like that. As we talk about that, it comes to the surface, which allows them to process and release it, returning back to kind of a neutral health state. One of my clients has been with me since like the very beginning, and her goal is to step into like the entertainment world. And there's a lot of the self-image, self-worth, self-love aspects that we've worked on to support her with gaining more confidence as she steps into those roles and becomes the individual that she's wanting to be. The work that we do is she'll step into a session with what's been going on in her life or her world recently, where interactions with friends and family will be the topic of discussion. And we always hold up a mirror so that she can see within it what's being reflected back to her. When someone she interacts with strikes a nerve or causes a trigger to be activated, it's a moment for her to see what lesson lies within it. As we've done that work, she's become more and more aware, where she's no longer bothered or upset by the things in her environment and her surroundings, but becoming aware of what the other person and individual is experiencing and then projecting to her, and then also becoming aware of her own projections. That's allowed her to take more control and be responsive rather than reactive. And it's been about 2 or 3 years that we've worked together on a regular cadence where we meet now. I think we've spread it out. We meet about once a month, and she'll just bring to the table whatever comes up. That's one experience. Another is for one of the very first individuals I worked with. He was actually waiting for his hearing, and he was going to be actually sent to prison. But after working with him for a few months and working with his lawyer, he was able to submit kind of an explanation and appeal to the judge to let him know that he had been doing internal work, and he had a lot of shifts in growth so that he would not repeat his mistakes. And that allowed him to then he didn't do any prison time. He was released into a halfway home where he was able to continue to work and see his kids. So there's been a wide range of kind of aspects that people have been able to shift through the mind to allow for their healing to take place, whether it's in the habits that they have, the anxiety or physical pain that comes from kind of the things that we hold on to.
Wow. That's beautiful work. How long have you been doing this?
The journey for me began in 2020. I started my business in 2021. So it's been about 3 years.
Wow. And is there a particular demographic group that you really enjoy working with?
The spiritual community is one of my favorites, but that's kind of cheating because these conversations, the people in this community understand and they get it. So it becomes very easy to show the mirror to be like, oh, okay, I recognize that within myself. When I'm working with people from my life before stepping into energy work and the spiritual space, it's a lot different because of the ego and the pride that exists, the walls that come up where we're defending the emotional state to say, no, that's not my responsibility. I can blame this on my mom or my dad or my friend, whatever other people are around, so that it's not something that I control, that I'm not fault for. And that's the hardest conversation to support people with seeing themselves in all the interactions that they have.
People do like to blame it on their ancestral lineage. And especially since we were just honoring the ancestors this week, something I always like to say, and many of my regulars have heard me say this before, although it's true that in our epigenetics or in our ancestral lineage, yes, alcoholism or low self-esteem or domestic violence has come down through the pipe to us. However, our ancestors made extraordinary sacrifices with just one dream: a better life for their offspring. And we have the extraordinary abundance, the freedom that they could only imagine, and beyond their imagination. I doubt any of our great-grandfathers could imagine Whole Foods Market, right? No, really. I mean, that level of abundance, right, that we have when you walk into Whole Foods and you can have anything you want to eat, anything you can imagine is there. And they were living on potatoes, So it's true that we have this stuff, but I look at it as, even if we do have in our epigenetics or our ancestral lineage something difficult, addiction or low self-esteem, with the abundance and the resources that we have, we can actually work on it. We get to hire Jeff Serra, who to help us resolve it. And that's part of our way of paying it back in the cycle to our ancestral lineage. Does that land for you, Jeff?
Yeah. One of the most interesting things is that sometimes our greatest strength can become our greatest weakness, and sometimes our greatest weakness can be our greatest strength. I am a third and fourth generation Japanese American, and so my grandparents on both sides were in the internment camps.
Oh, wow.
And there's levels of generational healing that I get to do, and it's interesting. So one example is, I'm not quite at the level of hoarder, but if my toilet paper or paper towels get down to like the last packet, I'm going to Costco to get more. And things like that stem from the internment camps, where they didn't know when they were going to get another supply of resources, or they didn't know if they were going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So then it was stockpiling and getting creative with resources. So there's an aspect of myself that's similar, that I've learned to separate into choice versus coming from fear. And that's some of the genetic DNA healing that gets to be done through the generations. And so there's much sacrifice that was done and had by my ancestors. And some of those things are a superpower if I choose to see it that way, where I'm always prepared and I'm always ready, but not letting it consume me where I freak out if we get below the last box of tissue or something.
Beautiful. Well, there's a question that came in for you, and we're already running over time. So perhaps you can answer Roger's question in the chat box. Because what I want to do is just show people how they can get more. And a reminder that this is just homeopathic dosages of the people you're meeting tonight. And you can find all of our presenters on Soul Search. So if you go to soulsearch.io, soulsearch.io, and that's where you're going to see the big directory. And then you would put in to find Jeff /food-for-thought. And that's how you can find Jeff. Or if any of you right now, I'll keep this up for another minute, grab your cameras and use the QR code, and that'll take you to Jeff's website. Or you can go directly to his website, which is food, the number 4, thought, and then the numbers 408, as in the San Jose area code. And that's how you can reach Jeff. Hey, thanks for being with us, Jeff. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful things you're doing in the world. And for our next guest, we're going to start with a video.
So looking to see how I can utilize these gifts that I now feel healed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I want to take this healed me on the road. Like,
Yeah.
now how do I do that? You
I
know?
love that.
No picture, brother.
Okay.
Not about
Scott, I'm
you,
not seeing anything.
the constant journey, and you have
What's happening?
There's no picture. We got the sound, but no video.
Well, now that's strange. Are you seeing the video now?
Yeah, there it is.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Sorry about that. We get to see Victoria twice, or hear her twice. And of course, now it's doing that thing. Well, hey, everybody. We've got Victoria Shaw with us, and we are going to play her video. We have had little tech issues, little tech gremlins, Victoria.
all
So
good.
I am going to try it one more time. There we go. All right. Here we go. Victoria rocks, take 2.
So looking to see how I can utilize these gifts that I now feel healed. So it's kind of like I want to take this healed me on the road. Like,
Yeah.
now how do I do that? You
I
know?
love that. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop one thing that you
Okay.
said about healed. We're always in a constant journey, and you have healed so much.
Yes. Not completely healed.
Well, the reason I don't even use the word healed usually, because oftentimes people have this connotation with healed. I was broken and now I'm,
Yeah,
and you were never broken.
totally.
You've always been whole and
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you're on a growth path and a growth journey. So
Well, it
you
took me
keep
time to
becoming,
realize it,
you keep
actually,
becoming who you are more and more and more and more and
Yeah.
more, right?
Yeah.
That's what that growth is about.
Beautiful. You know, I love this sequence because it brings up something actually that I also believe. So I want to check in with you about it, Victoria. And that is, again, this idea of being healed. You know, we live in a culture where it's like everybody wants it now. But one of the things that I've observed, and I'm curious what you think about this, is that our big wounds, the childhood trauma, the big wounds, it's like a big scar. You always have something there. And people that are looking for it to just go away or be completely healed are usually going to be disappointed. Whereas I like to support people that are big wounds. We want to learn how to honor them and manage them. So I'm curious how that lands for you.
I think that's really beautiful. I mean, my background is as a psychologist, it's as a counselor. But all of that, or at least the counseling thing, happened after my intuition woke up. And when my intuition woke up and I started doing readings with people, I would see that wounding. That's what would happen. I would be doing a reading and my guides or their guides would say, hey, you know, that thing that happened when you were 7. And that's why I went back and got my master's of counseling, because I was like, oh, maybe I should know what this means. And in retrospect, I probably would not have thought I needed that, but I'm glad all the pieces have come together. But yeah, I think that this stuff can follow us throughout our lives. But I think what's really more important than thinking about healing it or fixing it or changing it, because oftentimes we interpret those childhood experiences, or really any experiences that don't, make our heart happy, as being something that's broken within us that needs to be fixed. And I think nothing could be further from the truth. You were born whole. You are always whole. We just forget it sometimes. And so healing, if you want to use that term, is remembering. And it's the orientation that you take to all parts of yourself, including the parts that are hurting, that to me is the foundation of enlightenment. It's not fixing anything. It's not getting somewhere. It's learning to live more in alignment with who and what you really are, while also allowing all those other parts of yourself to be there too, and to love them and soothe them. And then they don't feel so troublesome anymore.
Beautiful. Well, kind of like I asked Jeff, similar question. It's always fun to hear success stories. So share with us a story or two of people that you've worked with as examples of your work.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm used to giving readings on this much easier. Success stories. I don't know. I've been doing this for 15 years. And one of the things that I love actually is when I see my clients not even realize the growth that they're having. You know, when you say to someone who, because what happens is, right, we're ever expanding beings and life keeps happening for us. And so I think a lot of times we don't see the progress we're making. We don't see any of that. But I remember, and this is actually Lori's episode on the Soul Search TV show. And Lori was someone I met right after moving to San Diego, so about 2 years ago. And her reading was done this summer. And, you know, she was looking as if we were reinventing the wheel in her, you know, I want to love myself more. I want to honor myself more. And this is just so hard. And I remember her guide saying to her, Lori, would you have asked that question 2 years ago? Would you even be thinking along these lines? And she was like, no. And so I think that often happens, you know, in terms of, you know, this enlightenment, awakening, personal development, spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it. We're all on it. We're all on it all the time. And I think sometimes we just, you know, we need to stop and shed the light on our own progress. So I don't know if I have any amazing stories that I can bring to my mind. But to me, like every reading and every interaction I have with another human being is a miracle, right? Because every moment that we can be aligned, even if it's just for a millisecond, with our own inner wisdom, with our higher selves, with our soul, and see the world and ourselves and our lives from that perspective, even for a millisecond, to me, that's a miracle. And it's just such an honor to be a part of that journey for so many people. And I know you get to do that too. So you know what I mean.
Well, you know, we didn't talk about this prior to the start of the show, but would you like to do a spontaneous reading for one of our global
I could. I like doing readings because then I don't have to think. I'm channeling anyway, but
Oh, well, now this is awesome. So, okay.
I like Q&A too. It's all good, Scott. You just tell me what to do and point me in a direction, I'll go there.
All right. Well, who would be interested in getting a very spontaneous, right this moment reading from Victoria? And if you're interested in doing that and receiving it, it's easiest if you click the raise hand feature, like that little guy right there that I just raised.
How about birthday girl?
Yeah.
That's a
Fun.
brilliant idea. Let me find Sylvia. Where are you, Sylvia? Where is she?
I see the hands raised.
I've got her on.
So,
Oh, okay, great.
you look familiar. Either we've just been on here together. I haven't given you a reading before, have I?
I'm trying to remember.
It's all good. It doesn't matter. Did we lose her?
I know that we've connected, and I was really appreciating your response to Scott's question about doing a reading, and because for me it's about embodying radiance. So okay, I didn't really.
Can I play a little bit with your energy? Do you mind, my friend? So is it okay if I play? Is it okay if I just give you a teensy bit of an energy adjustment?
I would welcome that.
Yeah, you can ask me a question while I'm doing it, but your beautiful heart. She has such a beautiful heart. And I just want to play with your heart center just a little bit. Oh my gosh. I just want you to feel how beautiful and radiant your heart center is. I'm really not doing very much to your heart right now. I'm just helping you just see the brilliance there. And it's weird because people that see energy often see that heart center as what is the heart center? Green, I think. But for you, the color is this beautiful sapphire, not sapphire, like violet is what I see in your heart center right now. And it's just so beautiful. Maybe it's a little violet flame. I don't know. I just get what I get. You can ask me a question. I am just really kind of toning the energy of your heart center. And then I'm going to connect down to your sacral. And we're going to put those two together and get those aligned. You felt that. She's a feeler. You
I-
felt that wave of energy go up your spine, didn't you?
I'm a
Ah,
I'm a Reiki master and have been
yeah,
for a long time. And
yeah. I
so
saw you. I saw you feel into it. What would you like guidance on today? I'm going to play with your aura for just a couple of seconds. You look beautiful. It just felt like your energy just wanted like some hands-on, like a playmate. But if there's a little bit of focus that you'd like me to focus on to give you a quick little 411 from your guides, or I can even just tell you what I get if you don't have a question today.
you've already basically done it, because the purple, you've tuned in to the purple, and it's the connection between the womb and the heart that especially needed adjusting.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Then I answered your question without even knowing it. That's why our guides are so miraculous. Your energy looks beautiful, my friend. And the one thing that they want to say, and I think you led with the word radiance, which says that you're already hearing your very own guides without me having to be their mouthpiece. A radiant you is someone who is fearless, and I want to get this right from your guides, both her desire and also her knowing that it's safe to shine. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. There's been lots of experiences of not being safe to shine.
Yeah. And
Sort of.
this was the little download I got when I was wondering if I was going to have to figure out something to talk about today, but I think it was always for you and everybody else, because I'm sure other people will benefit too. When you shine your unique light into the world, right? When you fearlessly allow yourself to be who you are, which I feel is like such a calling for you and something you're doing more and more and more, you beautiful unicorn. It's the greatest gift that you can give to the world. It is the greatest gift that you can give to the world. It is what you came here to do. And so I just want to honor you in aligning yourself to do that more and more and more. You're just beautiful and happy birthday.
You might appreciate, I say, I share my unicornness.
Love it. It's beautiful.
So thank you very much. And thank you, Omashar, for connecting us in this way.
Yeah.
So
Sending you a ton of love and birthday wishes, my friend.
You know, while we've got you up, Sylvia, I'm going to put the full spotlight on you, if you don't mind, for a moment. And I just want for us all to send maximum grace to Sylvia for this new cycle around the sun that begins today. Maximum grace for radiant health and love and support in all forms. Maximum grace for our beloved Sylvia. Sylvia, just receive all this love and all this appreciation from your Global Peace Tribe family. Thank you, everybody. How's that feel, Sylvia?
I'm shifting to metabolize it, absorb it as was invited. So thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. And I have some of your cranes right here, some of the ones that you've sent. So they're always right on my desk, right in front of my computer.
Awesome. I folded this one to share with Jeff, Sarah, as they were talking about their ancestors in the internment camps.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, special healing.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. And Victoria, I'm going to bring you back up and want to let everybody know how you can get more of Victoria. And once again, it's all about going to Soul Search. If you go to soulsearch.io, and that's where you're going to find all of our friends, including Victoria. And she does clearly, as you see, helps people step into her power. She's in the San Diego area, but you work with people by Zoom as well, right, Victoria?
All over the planet.
All over the planet. So this is a good way to contact her. You can put in your information and you can send her a message. You can see her phone number. And you've got a Soul Search TV show coming up.
I
Tell
do.
us- yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so season 1, we're about 3/4 of the way through it now. So most of it's up on the Soul Search website and all the other places where you can find Soul Search TV. And it's me doing what I love to do best, which is receiving messages and guidance for 8 beautiful and brave souls. I chose that format for season 1 because I find that we learn so much from other people's stories. And, even myself, when I give readings and guidance to people, a lot of times, they'll walk out the door and I'll be like, oh, I needed to hear that. Because sometimes it's easier to hear it when it's coming for somebody else.
Yeah.
And so they're amazing women and one man that came with beautiful stories, and their guides showed up in full force. And it was filming that was probably the funnest 2 days of my life.
Oh, great.
It was just so beautiful. So I hope that y'all feel that when you watch them.
And the way to watch, by the way, is if you go to soulsearch.tv, soulsearch.tv, and that's where you can learn all about the different shows. And so many of these people have been on The Awakening World. Jared and Adelita, Darren Starwin, they've all been on. And here are the ones coming up, including Kalina, Charlie, Romania, Banawin, and our dear Victoria Shaw. So again, soulsearch.tv is where you can find all those good things. Thank you, Victoria. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing you again soon.
Beautifulness. Thank you.
Well, everybody, it's time for a little bit of music. I recognize we're running a little bit late. It's one of those shows because everybody's so interesting. And I'm really delighted to introduce a new musical artist to the Awakening World. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Kiran Jot.
Kiran Jot.
Kiran Jot. Kiran Jot. And you came to us through my sometimes housemate. He stays here at the House of Tiburon, sometimes Dwayne. And I'm so glad. It's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about your musical journey. What led you to this moment that we're at today?
It's a long story. I'll try to tell you a short. My mother says I came out singing, and I'm a Waldorf student, so I did a lot of singing as a child, and I joined a choir when I was about 10, and then I was in a vocal women's trio for 14 years since we were 19 years old. And after creating 3 albums and touring and doing that, I went to India and I just heard my teacher sing for the first time, and it blew me completely apart into 1,000 beautiful pieces of just longing to have that authentic sound. And so I have now been studying Hindustani classical music for, I think, almost 18 years with my teacher, and I bring it all back together to songwriting and now a lot of Course in Miracles work combined with mantra and the Indian notes.
That's wonderful. Marianne Williamson will be on our show a week from tonight, and she always shares, of course, from Course in Miracles. So it's beautiful to have you with us. And you're going to do 2 songs for us, one now, one in about an hour. What would you like to play for us first?
Just because we have to be in the flow of what's happening, I had planned something else, but now that it's Sylvia's birthday and maybe there's other birthdays as well, I love to sing this birthday song. It was actually written by one of my vocal trio, Alex Autori, wrote it for her child, and then I helped write some of the verses. But it just seems like if we can sing this and remember how sacred we are, and imagine this awakening world where everybody gets this song sung to them.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's perfect.
Flowers bloom when you walk by. I'm so grateful that you're alive. You're alive. Birds sing your name, so glad you came. The earth will rejoice when she hears your voice. She hears your voice. All of creation celebrates you, the sun and the moon and the Milky Way too. All the earth creatures conspire with you, the birds and the bees and the hummingbirds too. Hummingbirds Flowers bloom when you walk by. I'm so grateful that you're alive. You're alive. Stars they shine inside your eyes. I will always be at your side. Be at your side. All of creation celebrates you, the sun and the moon and the Milky Way too. All the earth creatures conspire with you, the birds and the bees and the hummingbirds too. Hummingbirds too.
Wow. I'm going to go to gallery view. What a beautiful, beautiful birthday song. Happy birthday, Sylvia. And Dia had a birthday recently. And all of our birthday beings around this time. You know, one of the things that I forgot to mention was that you used to sing, you were a founding member of Copper Women. And certainly, I think many of us are in the Bay Area where Copper Women played quite frequently. So a wonderful background. And do you have any relation, since you have the same last name, to Sonatum Carr?
I studied with her mother and father, and I have sung with her, and I'm from the same community of Kundalini yogis, and that's why, and also from the Sikh tradition, we have that same last name.
Wow. I'm going to read some of the wonderful comments coming in. Quite a few have come in. Dia Therese writes, "Your voice sends me sailing through the skies of our cosmos. What a gift to all of our birthdays. Namaste." Scotty Satori writes, "This is a birthday song for the new world. This is so beautiful." George acknowledging your lineage in a beautiful way. Dr. Laura writes, "I needed this beautiful music tonight. Thank you." Sue Kelly writes, "Beautiful voice." Grace Denise writes, "Incredibly beautiful." And Scotty is wondering if that, what you just sang, is recorded anywhere. Is it on your website?
So it's a song that I still sing with Copper Women. We had an 11-year hiatus as I was studying in India, and we are also sing together, and I also do many solo events. So you can come and hear us actually this Saturday in Sevastopol, California.
Oh my gosh. Well, Saturday I would be there, except I'm going to be doing the show on Saturday, but a lot of our people are Bay Area. So definitely put into the chat box and I'll post that. And then here's your website. It's mantramamas.org. Mantramamas.org. Is your Copper Women event listed here?
Oh gosh, I hope I put it there, but I may not have it updated.
Let's see.
I don't think it's up
No,
there
it's
yet.
not there yet.
I'll put it up tonight.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. And she's going to be back with another song in about an hour. So thank you very much. We're going to go to some announcements, and we got some really lovely announcements tonight. The first thing I want to mention is that in a few minutes, Melissa Fike is going to not only come on and do an announcement, but she's also then going to do some Akashic record readings. And that'll be, of course, for some of the people in our Zoom room. So if you're in the Zoom room and you're interested in getting a reading from Melissa, let me know. But for those of you who are not in the Zoom room, but you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, guess what? You can come into the Zoom room. It's really easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. globalpeacetribe.com. You can click through and you're going to learn all about us. And then click register for the new season. And that'll take you to our registration page. You can join at any number of levels for as low as $22 and get all the links to all of our shows for the rest of the year. We do 2 or 3 shows every week, and they're all wonderful. And they are often feature psychics and healers who do readings for the people in the Zoom room. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. And before we go to Melissa, we have a friend of ours who many of you recognize, Rayamana, and she's going to be my co-host next week for next week's show, but she's got something very special happening. And so she's here to tell us about what she's doing, and we're all invited, and I'm planning on being there. Rayamana, take it away.
Thank you so much, Scott. So nice to be here, and so nice just to hear Karen Jot. I had the blessing of singing with her in Sebastopol with Jens Jarvie in September. So it was so beautiful. I felt it was just what I needed to feel your transmission and your pure, beautiful heart and your love of God. So thank you for who you are, and so nice to see you in this context. It's always nice to come together with fellow light workers, travelers, and sisters of song and brothers of song. And speaking of song, tomorrow I'm holding an event. It's called Songs for the Water. And it's a free online event of singing songs from different traditions to honor the water. And I wanted to do this event leading up to the elections. Just to give a little bit of backstory, last month I was part of an event with the Emoto Peace Project. Michiko Hayashi, who was the assistant of Dr. Emoto while he was living and doing his work with water. Michiko is his assistant, and then after he passed, she carried on his work. And so she's been in Japan and traveling around the world, sharing the messages about water and how water is a reflector of our consciousness. And so we did an event last month with David Wolf and Michael Joseph, and talking about the power of water, and it's our relationship with water. And so leading up to the elections, there's a lot of polarization in the political climate. And, when we can get in touch with the grace and the peace and the harmony of the natural world, then that's the best support that we can give to any outcome, so that the winner isn't a face or a name or a political party, but that the winner is this vibration of love and of peace. And water is 70% of who we are. Water is 70% of our planet. And so when we form an allyship with water, then we become the majority. And so really that's all that we're working toward is, creating these unified fields, and whoever has the majority is the predominant viewpoint. So we're joining our energy to have the majority with God, with Creator, with love, with peace, with harmony, with the highest timeline, with the golden age. So come and sing tomorrow. We're going to sing to the water, sing our love, infuse it into the consciousness of this living being, and also be harmonized with it, so that we can act in that space of purity and grace and be conduits of the divine. So I can put the link in the chat, and it's a free online event. If you like to sing, or you like music, or just come and put your energy, if you're a light worker, Reiki practitioner, let's just all put our collective connections, transmissions, prayers into this field, so that the winner is love, and the winner is the future generations. So thank you so much, Scott, for letting me pop on and make that announcement.
I've put some of the information into the Zoom room, but for those of you who are watching on Facebook who can't go into the Zoom room, I'll post this on my Facebook profile page. So if you're on Facebook and you want to find the link, and again, tell us what time it is tomorrow.
It's from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific.
Okay, 9 to 11, Sunday morning, November 3rd. And I'll put the registration link on my profile page in just a few minutes. And of course, those of you in the Zoom room, you can grab it right there.
Someone also asked.
It should be posted on the Global Peace Tribe group for those
Yes.
who are part of it on Facebook, and on Omishar's page.
Great.
And my page.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. That's wonderful.
And someone had asked in the chat for the link for the water event with David Wolf and the Emoto Foundation, and I'll put that in the chat, in this chat here also.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Rayamana. And Rayamana will be with us as my co-host. She will be co-hosting next Saturday night show, so I might as well go ahead and tell you about it now. Well, of course, it will be after the election, and we're dedicating all of the next week's shows to coming back into unity. So I'm delighted that Rayamana will be co-hosting, and Marianne Williamson is going to be doing a pre-record with me this week. And then we're going to have John Kenyon, who leads a weekly group called Across the Aisle, where he brings Republicans, Democrats, and independents together to talk and learn from each other. Katrina Valancourt, who also is very dedicated to unity, will be with us. And Swami Steve is going to be blessing us with his presence. And also our beloved Larissa Stowe. Wow, amazing music next week. Larissa Stowe and Rayamana and Omishar all playing music next week. So it's going to be a very powerful show, and please do make sure you join us next week for that. Rayamana, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much, Scott. Blessings.
Blessings. All right, I'm going to go to Melissa, who is pinch hitting for Tangela today. Whoops, I was going to go to her and she disappeared. There you are. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, everyone. So I get to be Tangela today. I'm sorry I'm not as eloquent as she is, but she has this energy but I want to talk a little bit about Soul Search. So we have a couple expos coming up. And if you go to soulsearch.io/expos, you'll find all the upcoming expos in California and in Arizona. And there are, she just did one in Las Vegas, which I think she'll be doing another one really soon. So we have the first one coming up is Santa Clara on November 9th through 9 and 10, which is next weekend. And actually, Victoria Shaw will be there. Tara will be there. Jeff will also be there, and they're all doing talks. So make sure that you go to Santa Clara. The expo, it's a 2-day expo. They have psychics and healers and all sorts of beautiful products like, and her beloved Charlie will also be there. And they have stones and all sorts of like special technologies for spiritual awakening. And then on December 1st, they have one in Dublin, California. And then on December 8th, the next weekend, it's in Santa Ana. So there's a 1-day expo in Dublin, 1-day expo in Santa Ana. And remember, they also have speakers. So you can go and watch all the speakers and learn all sorts of different things. And then on January 12th or 11th and 12th in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I will be in Scottsdale on January 11th and 12th. So you have all sorts of things to do. I think the ones in December are also geared for your evolution for the holidays. And they'll have all sorts of holiday things on those 2 dates in Dublin and Santa Ana.
Beautiful. And I'm actually probably going to be also in Dublin. Tangela and I are talking about that. I periodically go to the ones in the Bay Area with my friend Eden Amadora, and we do our Sacred Sunday show. And I'm in the process of negotiating that right now, so that'll be fun.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, because I did not know that.
It's still cooking. It's in the pot cooking.
Oh, it's already done.
All right. Melissa, you are an extraordinary person. You have written one of the best-selling books, probably the best-selling book of all time about Akashic Records. And in a moment, I think you're going to do some readings for people. But tell us a little bit about the Akashic Records in general, and then your unique relationship or twist on them.
Yeah, so I started working with the Akashic Records pretty early in my evolution as a spiritual teacher and healer and reader. I've done all the things. And what happened was I kind of moved away from that. And then I got this full download of how to use the Galactic Akashic Records. These are the Akashic Records that are a living energy system, and they're on the quantum field. And this living energy system is a movement of transformation. And what they told me when I channeled this book and all the information in it, what they told me is that we are here to jump timelines. We're here to jump into a different frequency. And the old way of doing the Akashic Records through the Earth records is kind of slow for the evolution. And what they said is you can transcend lifetimes of karmic patterning in one instant if you utilize these records, the Galactic Records. So I was like, okay. And they just gave me all this information, and how they showed it to me was really profound for me. It was all about letting go of the energies that are holding us back from anchoring in our higher consciousness. And that is the evolution, and that is where we're headed. And I know many people, feel like their higher consciousness is there, and there's always levels. I used to chase enlightenment. I don't know if you did, Scott, but I know I did. I did a lot of chasing of enlightenment. Well, if I do this thing, then I'll be enlightened. If I do enough meditation, then I'll be enlightened. But what I found out through the Galactic Akashic Records was that it's an evolution. And even when I die, I'll still be evolving. And that's what we're here to do. So as we move from 3D to 5D, or if we're already in 5D, whatever camp you're in, we're still evolving. So even when I work with my own higher consciousness, I always know that there's new opportunities and possibilities of bringing more of that through, especially in the heart wisdom.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what's your vision for our future? Like, as you tune into the Akashic Records,
Yeah.
do you get a vision for where we're going?
Yeah, it's right now we're still in that transitional place of duality, and we have to be okay with that. So it's not about perfection, it's about awareness. And the awareness is really the key to our transformation. And meaning that if I have a moment where you're human, be okay with that, because we're still living duality. We are jumping timelines, but we can't move from 3D duality all the way into unity consciousness in a split second. It would burn a lot of people out. And most light workers and star seeds have come here knowing that it's going to be a little bit of a wonky energy, because duality is wonky. And we're like, okay, I see the wonkiness. I love the wonkiness. And I'm okay with being wonky within. And I'm okay with also recognizing when I have to be honest with myself and look inside. Like Almushar said earlier, it's all about the inner work and the inner connection. It's really not work. It's the inner connection with you. But what happens is we have all these lower frequencies that get all entanglement. And that's the way that they showed it to me in the quantum. All these lower energies of ancestors, of traumas from childhood, it gets all wrapped and entangled up. And once we start releasing that, then we have more opportunity to bring in a higher frequency, to bring in our higher consciousness. And that's, and those are the higher states of consciousness, because really what we're here to hold are higher states of consciousness, like oneness, bliss, unity consciousness, joy, inner peace. And the more of us that can hold that for longer periods of time, because it's okay to be human too. Like, you're going to cry sometimes, you're going to feel a little off center, and that's okay. But bringing in that energy is really holding that space for everyone. That is true service to all.
Wow. Thank you for that. It's very inspiring, because obviously, people are really afraid of what might be happening in the future. There's a lot of fear stuff going on in the media. And climate change is real, and people are being impacted by it. And nuclear war and Gaza, Middle East, there's a lot of scary stuff. So it's beautiful to hear a positive vision for the future.
Well, it really is. And remember, duality is fighting to keep its power. It's doing a lot of work. And we can't fight duality, because that energy, if you keep fighting that, nothing will happen, because it's pushing against itself. So in the way that I was shown through the Galactic Records was to actually recognize that duality is part of our experience here. And I'll be honest, like, to be honest with you, if I died tomorrow and whatever happens, it's okay, because guess what? There are more Earths, there are more opportunities, there's a lot more planetary systems that are in duality. Now, does that mean that I'm afraid of what might happen? No, I'm not. Do I want that to happen? Absolutely not. That's why I want to hold a higher frequency, because that's the way we're going to transcend that fear. Remember, in the Course in Miracles, there's only love and fear, and only love is real.
Right. Oh, thank you. I always enjoy your presence so much, Melissa. And I see we have a couple of people who would love to receive a reading. We're going to go to Kathy first and then to Pat. Kathy,
Excellent.
you are on camera.
Okay. Okay, great. Hello.
Hello. Do you have a specific question that you want me to go in and ask the records?
I was going to ask you how you work. I'm not familiar. Sometimes people don't want specifics. Sometimes they do.
You know what? The records, my sense is that if you have something specific, we'll see what comes up. How's that? If you
Okay.
don't?
Well, could have several, but yeah, I think that I've done a lot of work recently. You know, it's been, well, several years now. And I feel like sometimes I get to a good place and I've worked on so many things and try to move past things. But, you know, like you were saying, you know, I feel like I get still dragged down. And I feel like sometimes, you know, am I being pulled back? I mean, I know I'm not regressing, but sometimes you have those moments where you're like, oh my God, like, I don't want to say, is it ever going to end? Because obviously we know there's always going to be something to work on. But I just have, I think, more moments sometimes where I'm very, you know, I try not to be as emotional. I've done a lot. You know, being empathic is just not, sometimes I know it's supposed to be a blessing, but sometimes it's like, oh my God, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go into the records and see what I can clear?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
Or what I need to maybe focus on, or I could do.
Okay, let's see what they have to
myself.
say. Yeah,
That
let's
would be
see.
great. Thank you.
So when I go into the records, it is helpful to get your full given name. Do you feel comfortable with that?
Do you want my
Your
birth name?
given, yes.
Okay,
So
that would be Kathleen Ann Catone.
okay. So the first thing that they're showing me is that you do hold a lot of, they don't always bring me to a physical part of the body. So it's always interesting. I never know what I'm going to get in the record. It's always fun this way. But what they're showing me is you're holding a lot of energy in your liver.
Okay.
And it's part of this is some toxicity within your body that your liver is having difficulty moving through. And they actually show me that something within your childhood activated that. And it had to do with your mother's line. It's not always a direct correlation. I just want you to be aware of that. But then now they just want to, they're bringing me back to her father and clearing some energy through the genetic line. So we're just clearing out some. And remember, when I'm working, I'm clearing the mental, physical, emotional bodies, the cellular memory, the DNA, the Akashic records, and the genetic line. So I'm clearing on all those levels. I don't actually, in truth, I don't do the releasing. Your records do that. That's even helpful to say, because that's what you needed to understand that.
Okay.
This is entangled within 2 lifetimes that you've had where you always felt that sacrifice, including this lifetime, my love, where sacrifice has been a very prominent energy system for you. And it's because it was almost like I have to give more than I receive. And part of what it's being held in that liver and over giving and not just over giving, but to sacrifice within. So we're just releasing some of that. Is that okay? Do you feel safe with that?
No, I do, and I thoroughly resonate with that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So that's good. I just like that it helps the records because anything that is released, remember, there's nothing wrong with us. It's just old energies that are have accumulated in our stuff. And what they're showing me is that this energy this is between you and your record. So that's what's clearing. I'm not doing anything. I'm the witness, and I can see it because I'm really live multidimensionally. So I'm just watching all of it. That was nice. That was really, really nice. You know, what they're showing me is what you weave in. It's so interesting. Very rarely do I get a physical component, but they're showing me that you've weaved a lot of energy into your liver energy. And I feel like part of this is maybe a medication as well, or something, or something environmental, we'll say. So we're just, can we work with your liver and the records for a moment? Are you okay with that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what they're saying is, you know, it has a consciousness. It's holding on to that I need to sacrifice in order to be loved. Is that understandable?
Yes.
So we're just moving through that in the divine. Oh. So the second piece of this, as that's working, so that's already working, that will still work. But what they're saying now is to help this movement happen, the true release is that we're bringing from the third chakra to the heart. And we're just holding, it's a fear of needing to do it right or to be right. This comes from a childhood trauma. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're just acknowledging that in the third chakra. Just take a deep breath. What I want you to do is breathe through your nostrils and breathe into your third chakra, and just allow that breath to breathe in and exhale naturally. Just do that 3 or 4 times as we clear that. And what they're saying is, what we want you to start working on is being aware and being okay with letting go of some of that fear energy that's blocking your heart chakra, because in reality, your essence, you've come here to be heart frequency, which is a beautiful gift, but you're holding back because of that third chakra. Does that feel correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now what the records are telling me, Kathy, is that we're going to work with you through this sleep cycle. So when you move through your sleep cycle this evening, they will keep on working with you. Do you feel confident and okay with that? Do you give permission?
No, I definitely do. It's just sleep is very much an issue.
Yes. And even if you wake up, they'll still be working with you. So if you wake up with dreams, do you experience that? It's a movement of energy. So that's what they're doing. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
That feels complete. Do you feel complete?
Yes, thank you very much. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that. Thank you.
And that was beautiful. Thank you. We are so grateful to the records and this healing and this experience. Because there is no healing. I don't believe in healing. It's really release.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I know I'm way over time, so they
Melissa,
wouldn't.
Tonight's was just going to go a little bit later because Pat would really love to receive a reading from you. So we're going to go a little bit long tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So Pat, yeah. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Doing
Wait,
good.
where'd you go?
Thank you.
What can I do for you?
Is there a message from my Akashic group for me?
All right. Yes.
I feel I'm going through a major transition.
Yes, I see it. I see it. Wow. So yes. Can you just state your full given name? It just helps to activate the records a little clearer.
Yeah, Patricia Lloyd Bergstresser.
Okay. So this may be out there, but this is what they were showing me. You are bringing more of your galactic wisdom.
Yes, that's what I'm feeling.
Okay, yes. So good. I'm glad that we're on the same page, because I was like, oh, we're going there. And yes, we are. What they're showing me is there's 2 levels to you. part of your wisdom, you are a multidimensional soul. You are a multidimensional being, which means that you are you have what I call them the spiritual adventurers. They're the ones who are like, oh, we're going to go to this planetary system, we're going to learn this, we're going to go to that planetary system and do this. That is you. And right now, the alignment that's happening is two. One is your expression, the Andromedan expression.
Yes.
And you're bringing in through a lot of wisdom of that. And
Yes.
what you're going to be doing with that is sharing it so energetically and writing. So you don't have to write anything specific. Even if you're doing it in your own journal, it's actually activating the collective consciousness, which is one of your gifts. Oh, I'm getting so many chills. I'm so grateful that thank you, Scott. So even if you're writing it down in your own journal, it's not about sharing. Like, people think we have to blah, 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 everything out into the
Yes.
world, but we don't. Because energetically, when you're doing it and when you're in alignment with that and bringing through that wisdom, it's reverberating out into the system. You can even do it on your own Facebook page. You can do it on whatever. It's about the collective. And you, my love, you are here for the collective. That has been your mission for a very long time, but you're coming online in a whole different way. And they are honoring you. And I see all your galactic councils. There's about 10 of them that work with you, which I see what I know the galactic I work with a ton of councils myself, but they're all coming online and they decide like these 3 people and these 6 people are all coming in and giving you information. So they're saying a lot of automatic writing and let that come through. Okay, and the second planetary system is the Lyran system. That's starting to come online, but the Andromedan is pretty clear and pretty significant. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, definitely. I connect with the Andromedans. Yes.
Yeah, well, I see that. But you have to understand that you are that, right? So that you already are that energy and that you're bringing all that in. They're sending wisdom because you're human. See, the Andromedan councils can only bring in so much frequency. They have to work with the human to anchor it into the human energy system and into the collective consciousness of the energy system. So I am so honored, Pat, that you are doing this mission and you're doing a beautiful job. And I am so grateful to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for confirming this for me. I'm grateful, grateful. Thank you, Scott. I'm
That's
just
beautiful.
very grateful.
My pleasure. Thank you, Pat. And thank you, Melissa. Wow. You're so good. You're so good. I love how you do, and you do it with so much love. Again, of course, you can find Melissa on Soul Search, and you can also find her on her own website, which is her name, Melissa, Melissa, Fike, Feick, Fike.com, melissafike.com. And are you booking sessions? Are people able to Zoom with you?
I am. I work with people all over the world and I do Zoom sessions. And then on November 10th and 11th, I am doing a 11/11 gateway transmission and activation for if you go up to the top, it should be on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. If I'm doing it both days because Isis and Lakshmi are like jonesing to do some channeling and do some work. So that's what we're doing.
Beautiful. And it doesn't conflict with what we're doing on November 11th, which we'll talk about a little bit later on today. So beautiful. Again, you can find this if you go to melissafike.com/1111-portal, or just go find it at the top toolbar like I did before. Is there anything else you'd like to share with people, Melissa?
No, I'm just really grateful. Those were beautiful readings. They were very So, so special. So
Mm.
thank you.
Oh, thank you. And Melissa will be back with a little bit of Soul Search promo. And by the way, I'm coming to Sedona in early to mid-December, so I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Bye.
All right. We've kind of instituted prayer, and I forgot to check in with you beforehand, Omashar. But the song that we're going to have Omashar music coming right up. Is this a good time for us to do our group prayer based on the songs that you've chosen? Oh, he disappeared. He's back. Yes. Okay. First off, I want to acknowledge our beloved friend Andrew Kane, who's gone through a little bit of a challenge recently. He's actually in the Zoom room with us tonight. I think he's got his camera off. Oh, there he is. So let's just start by sending lots and lots of love to our beloved brother, Andrew. Of course, we did a wonderful show with Andrew a couple months ago. And maximum grace for Andrew, for his healing, and for all things in Andrew's world to come to get handled with maximum grace. So everybody just tuning in to your cosmic, spiritual, angelic self and sending love and maximum grace to our beloved brother Andrew, whom we love very, very much. Maximum grace to Andrew. And then staying in this state of grace. One of the comments earlier was how privileged we are. And from that place of privilege that we all have, we are all so blessed. Let's now send our love out to all people that are suffering. Our brothers and sisters in Gaza, our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, brothers and sisters in Sudan, brothers and sisters in the South recovering from the hurricanes, and anyone in your own world that you know that you want to send love to. Maximum grace. Maximum grace. Maximum grace. Take it away, brother, whenever you're ready.
Love inside us all. I am. I am the heart, I am the soul. It's in every one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the guiding force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere. Lord, I am the soil. I am your heart, I am your soul. It's in every one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Hearts streaming light into our atmosphere, where life is dear and love will free us It's in every one of us, the heart of us all. I am. It's the driving force of us, the way of the universe. I am. Radiant sunrise is why we're here. Heart streaming light into our atmosphere, where life is dear and love will free us
What a perfect, perfect song. Let's go to gallery view and I'll give Omoshar love. Maximum grace for Omoshar.
Thank you so much.
And a reminder to everybody, you can get his records, his albums at omoshar.bandcamp.com. And I
haven't got them reprinted on vinyl yet. I'm thinking about that, but maybe in some far distant past.
hopefully in the new reality, in the new awakened world, vinyl will make a triumphant return.
Well, it's yeah.
But for now, of course, they are I guess digital downloads is the way we're doing it these days. And you can get his beautiful digital downloads by going to omoshar.bandcamp.com. Let's all support him, please. Omoshar, you were so, earlier today when you were doing sound check, I was just so grateful for you. I was thinking to myself, thank God for this man. Thank God for you. You really are you do so much to make this show happen. Thank you.
Yeah, we lift each other up and we're all here to shine each other up. And we're all coming from the heart. And so it's a deep pleasure and an honor and a privilege. Thank you, Scott.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. There's still much more. And we're about to meet a new friend. This is her debut on The Awakening World. And her name is Tara. And she is a wonderful soul searcher. Welcome, Tara. I just need you to unmute.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to be on the show.
Absolutely.
And it is my first time, so.
Now, Tara, I forgot to ask you while we were in the sound check, will you be doing readings for some of our people tonight?
No, actually, I teach meditation. So I can teach a meditation to all of you, and it's very simple.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, let me just tell people a little bit about you, and then you can lead a meditation. Tara's mission, along with her nonprofit, she has a nonprofit organization, the Enlightenment University. It was founded 4 years ago to promote earth, peace, and enlightenment. Tara helps truth seekers awaken the Kundalini for the holistic healing of body, mind, and soul. And her recommended techniques are the meditation practices of her master, her teacher, Yogi Raj Siddhanta. I may have mispronounced that. Tara, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we would love for you to lead a meditation.
Oh, sure. 7 years ago, I was working as a nurse, and I was guided to this temple, a Buddhist temple. And when I got there, I just knew that I was guided there. And so I volunteered there for about 5 months. And then doing karma yoga, like picking up trash, cleaning restroom, whatever the owner wanted me to do, I did. And then 5 months after that, Master Yogi Raj Siddhanath, he is a living Kriya Yoga master. And I don't know if you guys heard of Paramhamsa Yogananda. He was a Kriya Yoga master. And so my master is a living Kriya Yoga master. And he sent a disciple to the place that I was volunteering. And that disciple told me about Kriya Yoga and Master Yogi Raj Siddhanath. And so I had no idea, that it was a profound message at that time for me to go to India and meet my master and to be getting initiation into Kriya Yoga. And I was like clueless because I was just learning from regular teachers. So for the past 7 years, I quit my nursing job because I wanted to focus. I felt a very strong pull to quit my nursing job of over 20 years to focus more on Kriya Yoga. I just feel that bringing peace to the world is more important than, let's say, making money. And so I asked my husband if it's okay if I, quit my nursing job and just focus on meditation. So that's what I did. I follow Master Yogi Raj all around America. When he comes here to America, he usually goes one time to Shasta. That's where I am right now. But I live in the Bay Area, San Jose. So I will be at the Santa Clara County at the Hyatt, Hilton in Santa Clara next week. And he goes to LA once a year and then the East Coast. So I usually follow him. And then I go to India once a year for the Mahashivratri. That is the celebration of the beginning of the world, where Indian people call it Mahashivratri. And then after about 10 days at his ashram, he would take us to the Himalaya where he take us to Lord Shiva, which stands for the universal consciousness, where a lot of the great master yogis, Nath yogis, meditated. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 7 years, following my master around and just practicing and learning Kriya Yoga. And so in July of this year, my master gave me the name Tara. And I resonate with, let's say, Goddess Tara. She is known for bringing in peace and enlightenment. And that is what I will be doing through my nonprofit called Enlightenment University, bringing in the light. Light is love, truth, and wisdom. And of course, my master, my guide is my master, Yogi Raj Siddhanath, and I am forever grateful to him and the meditation that I will be leading you to is actually his. I don't have any meditation technique. I am a disciple of Master Yogaraj, and all the technique I teach is from my master. So and he has been teaching meditation for the past, I would say, 50 plus years, and he is an enlightened master. The status of a Buddha or Christ. And so I just want to let you know the techniques that I teach is from him. It's not from me. And so so when I teach, let you know that it's coming from the Siddharnath lineage. And the Siddharnath lineage is from the lineage of great masters like Krishna, Shiva, Buddha, Christ, and they all came from the Nath lineage. So this is a very, very ancient technique that I was blessed to be initiated in and practice. And I really strongly believe that when you practice Kundalini Kriya Yoga, it's an answer to your prayer because it will bring you more love, more peace, more joy in your life. And so I'm actually here to promote Kundalini Kriya Yoga because we all have the Kundalini in our root chakra. And it's sleeping right now like a sleeping princess. But when we do the Kundalini Kriya Yoga, we awaken it safely. And that is the divine goddess energy in all of us. And when she got awakened, that's when the great awakening will happen, where we will be able to bring peace and love and light to the world. And so I'm just starting out my mission because my master just gave me the name 3 months ago, and that's what I'm going to be going with as Tara.
Tara, thank you so much, and we look forward to your meditation in a moment. And you brought up my master teacher, who I know is a very important teacher and guide for many of the people who are watching this show right now, our beloved Paramahansa Yogananda. And so you mentioned him and how the lineage. I thought I'd just bring up my favorite photograph of him, the last smile. And this picture was taken about 1 hour before he had his Mahasamadhi.
Ooh, yes.
It's a very, very beautiful picture, and I love Yogananda very, very much. He's very important to me.
So you do practice Kriya Yoga. So that's good.
I was raised. I did Kriya Band training when I was 17.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. So the messenger who came and told me, I had no idea what Kriya Yoga is, and I have no idea who Master Yogaraj was, and India was not on my radar. But he told me that I was going to teach Kriya Yoga and that we are going to be as big like Yogananda. I'm like, really? I mean, I had no idea. So I kind of believed him and went to India to meet my master. And so here I am.
Well, we would love for you to lead a short meditation for us.
Okay, let's, this is called the Siddharnath Golden Lotus. What you do is you visualize a golden lotus in your heart chakra. And every time you inhale, you're going to say Sa as you open the petal of the lotus. And then each time you exhale, you're going to close the petal of the lotus and you're going to say Hum. So Hum Sa stands for the soul, and we're trying to connect with the soul, and the soul represents love, peace, truth, and wisdom. And so it's very simple, a simple technique for you to get out of your mind into your heart right away to experience love and peace. So let's all do that. Let's all chant the opening mantra. I will guide you for a few minutes, okay? Close your eyes. Visualize a golden lotus in your heart chakra. Shrink yourself and put yourself in the golden lotus. Each time you inhale, you're going to open the petal of the lotus and you're mentally saying Sa as you open the petal of the lotus, and you're going to fill every cell of your body with love. So it takes about 5-10 seconds, whatever's comfortable for you. And then each time you exhale, you're gonna close the petal of the lotus and you're gonna mentally say hum. So mentally say to yourself, golden lotus am I, who divinity breathes. It inhales up with sa to open the petal and exhale down with hum to close them. So you can keep your hands in your comfortable position anywhere on your lap and get out of your mind into your heart. Okay? So inhale up with sa to open the petal. Fill every cell of your body with love. Exhale down with hum to close them. Inhale up with sa to open the petal. Fill every cell of your body with love. Exhale down with hum to close them. Remember, we're trying to connect with our soul, and the heart is the seat of the soul and the seat of joy. Inhale up with sa to open the petal. Exhale down with hum to close them. Now I'm going to go quiet. Let us practice for a couple minutes, and then I'll end it with the Om. Okay? Slowly, slowly open your eye. Take a deep breath and ground yourself. Okay. This is a very simple technique to get out of the mind and into your heart to experience peace and love. And it's called the baby Kriya. The actual Kundalini Kriya Yoga, you need to be initiated into Kriya Yoga to practice it. And it's it's called initiation because it needs to pass down from a master to a disciple, and so that's why it's called initiation. And it's to me it's the greatest blessing to be initiated into Kriya Yoga, because this is one of the most powerful healing techniques. It heals your emotional body, it heals your mental, it heals your astral. I mean, it does so many things for you. So I really strongly recommend it and advise it. And when I what you call speak in Santa Clara, I will also be able to teach it to you because I'm one of the authorized teacher, and my I have the space in San Jose who can who I can teach there. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. Very, very beautiful to have you with us. And again, people can find her if you go to Soul Search, and it's Enlightenment University. So go to soulsearch.io/enlightenment-university. You can find Tara online that way, or you can find her by going to the Santa Clara Expo next weekend. So thank you, Tara, for being with us.
Thank you.
Bless you on your beautiful path. And thank you for your commitment to an awakening world. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Well, we're going to roll right from that meditation into a beautiful experience with our guest artist. Welcome back. It's so good to have you with us tonight. And I hope you're enjoying your time on the Awakening World. Oh, we can't hear you.
What a beautiful space you're holding. Can you hear me?
Now we hear you perfectly. Yeah. And your friend
so
Rayamana, you two have sung together.
Yes, such a beautiful pleasure to see her again, and it's very fun to sing with her.
Absolutely. So what is going to be your, what do you want to share with us tonight as your second number?
It's a hard choice. Well, I think I'm curious about this journey that Divine has taken me on from India and now so deeply into A Course in Miracles. And so what I believe is that mantra, we use it to raise ourselves into the new awakening, right? And what I'm finding that with Course in Miracles is it's the same raising ourselves into a new frequency, and that we do need English mantras for this Western mind. And so Jesus went to India and studied these old ancient traditions, and then when Course in Miracles was channeled, these are his way of putting it back into the words for the Western mind. So I just invite you to sing along with me and let this raise yourself into the holy, shimmering self that you are. So this is inspired by lesson, let every voice but God's be still in me. Let every voice be still in me. Let every voice be still in me. Let every voice be still in me. But thee, let every voice be still, but thee, let every voice be still, but thee, let every voice be still in me, but the voice of you that speaks with quiet empty, all suffering is ceased. Holy, 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 At last I find myself in peace, in the hallowed stillness be, far beyond the world we see. Is heaven now restored to me? Is heaven now restored to me? Holy, 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 broken open, shackle free, obscuring not the truth in me, brighter still than all I've seen. My holy self is shimmering, my holy self is shimmering, my holy self is shimmering.
Oh, very, very beautiful. Thank you. What an amazing journey your life has been. I can tell it's really something. And a reminder again that we can find out much more about her by going to her website. And it's mantramamas.org. Mantramamas.org. And I want to make sure I have it right. There we go. You can learn all about her. You can find out, did we get the event up?
I will put it up after the show. I've been enraptured in everyone who's been on here.
Good. Oh, good. Well, I certainly want to encourage people to come to your concert next week, next Saturday night. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll be on our show again. I'd love to have you come back again sometime.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we have one more guest, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him because he wasn't able to make it to our presenters meeting, so I'm not exactly sure, but we have Ramon Payne with us. Hello there.
Yes, hello, Scott. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, brother?
Well, it's a blessing to be with like-minded individuals and the energy as such. So it's truly a blessing right now.
Beautiful. I have a little bit from, what Soul Search sent us about you. So I'll read that briefly, and then I'm not quite sure what you're going to be sharing with us tonight. So I'll need for you to let us know that. But I do see that you are a professional in health and wellness and entertainment for over 20 years, working in a variety of capacities: massage instructor, a manager, a therapist. And you have an honorary doctorate in leadership and excellence from IMELE, a prestigious learning institute in Mexico.
Yes, yes.
And you are developing a curriculum for quantum learning and application. So tell us share with our Awakening World audience what you're all about.
Oh, indeed. Well, I just recently authored a book, Fractal Point Potential, which I just trademarked. This is the Kundalini edition, and talks about quantum physics and healing. And so I'll piggyback on Jeff and how he was talking about energy and the chakras. I used to teach anatomy and physiology for over 2 years. So I did a lot of research into with Greg Braden, Dr. Stuart Hameroff, talking about brain waves, orchestrated reduction, and pretty much how and what that means to the cells. And like Melissa was talking about the Akashic records, I tell individuals, we tune in just like we tune into radio. We have different radio stations. And at times when we don't get the meditation, the massages, the forum to talk about consciousness and how it really relates to the chakras and the energies and how it relates to ourselves, my book journeys into the 20 years of health and wellness experience that I've experienced in helping clients deal with issues like diabetes, Alzheimer's. And I talk about the concepts of microtubules and consciousness and how we reprogram our DNA by the way we focus our energy. And talking about how consciousness relates to the Akashic records, how it relates to dealing with shadow work, breaking generational curses. Where I'm from in Washington, D.C., type 2 diabetes is very prevalent. I'm blessed to be 50 years old. And I talk about how gymnastics, stretching, daily meditation, daily shadow work, daily knowledge building, and reinforcing positive relationships with family, our friends, evolving to, some of us think we're humans, some of us think we're starseeds. What is the concept of a starseed, a diamond or a platinum starseed? What does that mean? And how does that truly apply to the psyche for us to be able to evolve into a different person for tomorrow?
Beautiful. Here's a question from Connie. How can all those things that we see as, quote, not love, in fact, be love? She says with a capital L, the unconditional love of the universe. What would be your answer to that?
Indeed, we start with, the different hurts and how all of the 432 or the different 111, how all of those different variations, even the 72, all of the different variations of love. So a lot of times people want to say we unconditionally love someone, but when it comes to love, is it unconditional? Is it part of our purpose? Do we have a purpose with that love? Do we want to evolve with that love? So it's layered. You want to be able to not only understand it as love, but I want to say, does it have purpose? Do you have passion? So in my book, I talk about Kundalini, and Tara and I believe had mentioned about Kundalini yoga, and I talk about Kundalini awakening, Kundalini rising, how it relates to full moons, to archaeoastronomy, how it relates to the pyramids, and how love may have influenced creation of the universe, how love creates different relationships when you are a widow. So love evolves. So I just tell individuals, you have to break that love down into purpose, passion, and evolution, because you want to be able to look at love in different ways. It's just like time. You want to kind of break it down and make it really relative to yourself and also be able to grow from it. Evolution is very key about the things that I teach, and being able to evolve with that love, because we may be married for 20, 25 years, but if you don't even have no Kundalini, or if you don't have any fire behind that, if you don't have the healthy frame or the healthy brain or the healthy hormonal body to be able to not only have that love, but evolve that love, then is that love. So I think it's definitely, I say love is a little tricky. It's just layered and constant communication, so that you can be able to communicate your frustrations. So Connie, I would kind of pretty much massaging individuals for 20 years. I've had individuals talk to me about their marriages, their divorces, losing loved ones, having AIDS or having cancer, and trying to love beyond those conditions. And so I just say you have to truly be able to find someone to help you evolve with your love. You may be 40, 50, or 60, and you may need to reset how you view love so that can in turn reset your hormonal system, because you have things called you have your hippocampus. If you don't reprogram your brain, your tau proteins and that Alzheimer's may kick in. So you want to definitely be able to understand how love and what love means to you so that you can maybe reprogram yourself to evolve to a better you.
What are some ways to reprogram ourselves? What are some practical tools?
Stretching, daily stretching. I do gymnastics. I've been doing gymnastics for 40 years. And I always tell individuals, you want to be able to balance the left and the right halves of your structure so that using both the left and the right side of your brain becomes integral. When it comes to us healing, we typically don't realize, but we build up atrophy. We build up atrophy in our nervous, in our endocannabinoid system, or our nervous system when we don't use those aspects of your body. As we get older, we don't move as much. So stretching, daily meditation, that means getting up, setting 3 priorities, setting goals for learning. I think social media has kind of dumbed this down. So set goals to learn new things, especially about health and wellness. A lot of us don't even know how to talk about consciousness. So stretching helps us delve into our own consciousness, dig into the Akashic records, dig into those things about history that we may have lost with ancient techniques like Kundalini yoga, Reiki. I practice a lot of Wing Chun to help keep my frame flexible and healthy. So between stretching and meditation and strength training, but also diet, your diet is, your fuel is everything. Getting vitamin D, channeling, grounding myself every day, building new networks with the team that we have here with Soul Search. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm from neighborhoods that people don't make it past 20. So me to be able to have the opportunity to help my friends that have type 2 diabetes, they may have all the money in the world, but they've been married for 30 years and they don't know where they want to go. I've been working in entertainment for 20 years and I see a lot of people with money and they don't know where they want to go. They don't know how to talk about consciousness. They don't know how to talk about love and stretching and even just walking to the corner store. We've lost touch with all of these little things.
Wow. Ramon, how do people work with you? Like, do you do Zoom teaching or primarily in person? Tell us about that.
Indeed, I'm on all of the platforms of social media. You can access me on YouTube. You can look at me under Dr. Ramon Payne. The H and the C stands for honorary causes. I was blessed 2 years ago to be indoctrinated through MLA University in Mexico in ownership and leadership for the achievements I've established in the health and wellness community. So my YouTube channel, I talk about all of the concepts of spirituality, from star seeds, how to fuel your star seed, fuel your star seed energy, how to be in touch with your Kundalini, how to stretch, how to kind of reset. I call it achieve your second puberty. Take your hormones, think about what you're missing from a dietary standpoint. Think about what you're missing from your lifestyle, from stretching, meditation. kind of in those simple ways. And so between Instagram, where I have Quantum Essentials for Healing, that's my quantum physics Instagram, but then I have a personal Instagram, DMVS #1 Slim. And I have a stretch, post 40 stretch life. So I have quite a few. And LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn as well. But through my Instagram, you can also send me a message. Through my YouTube, you can also send me messages. And through my Quantum Essentials for Healing, you can send me a message and look at the different aspects of my curriculum that I talk about when it comes to evolving to a better you for the next day, for tomorrow.
All right, thank you. And again, you can also find him on Soul Search. If you go to Soul Search and then /QE-H2O-H-C-Ramon-Payne. That's a lot, but I'll put that into the chat box for everybody.
And this first book right here, this was my first introduction to channeling. So I've done a lot of research into Sumerian, ancient Egyptian history. So I was interested in channeling deities and deity energy from the Akashic records and putting that channeling through that piece of that book right there. And I titled that Sex, Racism, HBCUs, which is Historically Black Colleges, Universities. And
whoa, slow down. What is HBCUs? Slow down a little bit, please.
Oh, indeed. Like Vice President Kamala Harris, she went to an HBCU. She went to Howard University. I went to Morgan State in Baltimore, which is a historically Black college and/or university.
So HBCU stands for Historically Black College or University.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for kind of educating us about that. That's important. And that's beautiful that Kamala Harris went to such a university. So this is where people can get all things Ramon.
And that's on Amazon. That's on Amazon and Kindle.
Okay, great. And you'll be in Santa Clara next weekend.
Oh no, I wish. When she comes back to LA, because I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Oh, you're gonna also in Santa Ana. You'll be at the Santa Ana one.
That's my plans. Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, good to see you, Ramon. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Scott. It's good to see you guys. See you again as well.
Absolutely. Well, truly remarkable conversations. And by the way, Connie, for you, Ramon, was very impressed with what you had to say, and you'll be able to see that in the chat box. She says, Ramon is wonderfully inclusive of so many angles on the evolution of consciousness. So there you go, Ramon. That's a beautiful testimonial from Connie, who's one of our favorite teachers also, and a wonderful member of the Global Peace Tribe. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Melissa, who's going to share about a special gift from Soul Search. Hi, Melissa. We're in the home stretch here.
Yay, yay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, great. So Soul Search is having a giveaway, and I believe Ramon is also on that giveaway. Can we put up the link to that? Yeah, if you go to soulsearch.io/giveaway, you will see this amazing giveaway. In order to get anything from this giveaway, it's I think there's one winner if I'm correct, but I could be wrong. You have to join the Facebook group. And Tangela will be coming on the Facebook group on November 15th. Excuse me. I'm sorry, November 13th. And she'll give all the details of how to win these amazing things. Charlie's, her beloved Charlie is giving away some healing. I think Ramon and Victoria are giving something away. Tangela is giving away a coaching package. So what this is an overall giveaway, and all you have to do is join the Soul Search Facebook group. Thank you. When you join the Soul Search Facebook group, you enter to win. So make sure that you are there. And that Facebook group is The link, I sent you the link to the, but no, you know what? Take that back. Sorry. I'm still new at talking about Soul Search like this. What you want to do is click this join here button at the very bottom, and it will take you directly to the Facebook group. You don't even have to do anything else. And then make sure that you jump on to soulsearch.io/giveaway. Click the link that says join now. You'll be brought directly to the Facebook page, and make sure you join so that you can win that amazing giveaway that they're having. And it's like over $1,700 worth of events and readings and healings and coaching.
Beautiful. Thank you, Melissa. And I think everybody should join. So I'm going to invite everybody. I'll put that into the chat box one more time. But I've got a bunch of things I got to show. So I'll do that after I'm done showing. Because I've got some important announcements. So tomorrow there is an all-day conference, and I'll be actually speaking at this conference. It starts at 4 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. That's not when I'm going to be speaking. I'm at towards the very, very end. But it's dedicated to connecting with our ET family. And it's going to go on from 4 a.m. Pacific time until 7 p.m. Pacific time. So it's a very all-day conference. I'm going to put into the chat box the link. It's free for you to go. You just have to register. It's a Zoom room. And I'll be speaking at 6 p.m. Pacific time. 6 p.m. Pacific time. So definitely everybody stick around for me to put that in the chat box. I'll put it in while Omashar is doing the closing song. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you go to portaltoascension.org, portaltoascension.org, you'll be able to see right off the bat. It's because they're the organizer of this. And they're regulars on our show. So go to portaltoascension.org, and that's where you can click the registration page. Well, in case you haven't heard, there's going to be an election next week. Yeah, I say that with a little bit of facetiousness. I've even read it in today's Zoom room. A lot of the people that are feeling really uncomfortable and concerned about the election. And there's certainly, no matter what side you're on, no matter who you're voting for or who you're voting against, I know that there's a lot of strong feelings. And we are the Global Peace Tribe. And so I'm really dedicating next week to 3 big events for us to come together in prayer, in unity, to do our best to model putting divisions aside and looking at the big picture. So this is going to start with our regular Wednesday night show. And our good friend Gary Malkin will be with us. And Gary's created some specific transformances just for our show. Maggie Rose Lacosta is going to do a KES group healing. And she's bringing her friend Ben Gio. And together they're putting together this amazing retreat in Hawaii, all called Aloha Ayana. And our theme on Wednesday night is Cultivating Acceptance, the Path to Now. And so it's going to be, and of course, Omashar will be with us, providing music. So definitely that's our Wednesday night show. And then I had mentioned this before when Ray Amana was on, but I'll mention it again. On Saturday night, our regular Saturday night show, Marianne Williamson will be leading a prayer for peace. I noticed that Karen Schrodt talked a lot about A Course in Miracles. Marianne is probably the world's foremost teacher of A Course in Miracles. And she always reads from A Course in Miracles when she's on our show. So I'm imagining there'll be that. Beautiful music next Saturday night with Larissa Stowe and Ray Amana and Omashar. And then some beautiful conversation with John Kenyon, Katrina Valancourt, and Swami Steve Bierman, all of whom have been very active in trying to reduce polarization and increase communication between people of different beliefs. And then I've been collaborating with many of my favorite organizers and colleagues to create a very special event on Monday, November 11th. Again, this is free. It's going to include a global mass meditation. It's going to be a 4-hour program starting at 4 o'clock. And remember, Monday, November 11th is Veterans Day. It's a holiday, so we'll all be hopefully home. And what a lineup of people. Elizabeth April, Daryl Anka, Larissa Stowe, Marianne Williamson, Rissa Vibes. I mean, you can see all the people on the poster. They're all going to be with us. Mose, who's an amazing, beautiful musical artist. And it's such a big event. There's going to be 5 of us taking turns hosting. Deborah Giusti, myself, Michelle Anderson, Adrian Valera from Disclosure Fest, and Anastara Maka. And right in the middle, we're going to have a big, deep meditation. So please put this in your calendar. And it's easy to register. Just go to disclosurefest.org. Disclosurefest.org. It's free of charge. Please join us as we all come together. And we're expecting 1,000 people in the Zoom room. It's going to be a big event. And I'll be broadcasting out to all of my regular partners. There'll be a sine wave for it. Unify is carrying it. So it's going to be a big event. And you can see all the different people who are participating. Plus, we've got about 20 partners that are sharing it out. So it's going to be a very, very big and special event. Please do join us on November 11th. Okay, I'm going to put some of these things into the chat box. I see that there are 17 new messages since I last checked. I'll do that as well. And thank God for Omar Shar to provide us with a closing song.
You'll never walk this way again. Lay down all your guards. Your loving hearts will lead the way. The door is open. The wonderful and the new is waiting patiently. And take a step and you will see all you've been dreaming. And now is the time you've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all ages, knowing I'd be with you once again. Never be alone again. Please take my hand in yours. I love you just the way you are. You're my creation. The wonderful and the new is waiting patiently. Take the step and you will see all you've been dreaming. Now is the time you've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all ages, knowing I'd be with you once again. this way again. So lay down all your guards. Your loving hearts will lead the way. The door is open. 'Cause now is the time you've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all ages, knowing I'd be with you once again. Never be alone again. Please take my hand in yours. I love you just the way you are. You're my creation.
Oh, one last time, we're going to go to gallery view and send our love and appreciation to this beautiful man. Thank you so much, Omar. Thank you.
What a beautiful evening. What amazing guests.
And I'm so grateful to see Mark Denisovsky.
I know. What a trip. Mr. Harmonium Man. He's been pokering around the United States of America doing his thing. Brilliant.
It's great to have you back with us, Mark. It's always, the awakening world is always a little bit brighter when you're with us.
It is.
And it's good to see Connie and Andrew, there they are. And also good to see Andrew Kane back with us as well. We love you, Andrew. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Next week's going to be...
I love you too. Oh, I love you all.
Thank you, Andrew.
I missed you all.
Let's keep the prayers going. Let's not buy into any hysteria. And let's all gather together next Wednesday, Saturday, and the following Monday to pray and do music and do all things Awakening World. Have a beautiful Sunday tomorrow. It's a sacred Sunday. And remember, we can make any moment, any time sacred by choosing to see divinity. Good night, everybody. God bless you.